That's okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
I got distracted with my new hijab. Do you like it?
I love it.
Do you like the sparkle on the side? My mom bought it for me when we had the hijab party here in the markaz. There were beautiful pink balloons everywhere. My favorite color is pink. And my mom said that I look like Sayyidah Zainab. Zainab, can you tell me more about her?
Of course, Sayyidah Zainab was the daughter of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam, making her the granddaughter of Rasulullah. Rasulullah actually gave her the name Zainab.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's amazing.
Her upbringing was very influenced by the teachings of Islam because of the holy household that she grew up in. So that means that she was very kind to her brothers and she respected her parents.
Oh, wait. Like, I respect my parents and I try my best to be nice to my brother, but sometimes he teases me, Ali.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I remember that to be nice to him, and this is what I try to do.
Sayyidah Zainab is most known for the role that she played in Karbala. Not only was Imam Hussein her brother, but he was also the Imam of her time. If it wasn't for Sayyidah Zainab, we wouldn't know the story of Karbala today.
I know. The Imam of our time now is Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Farajah.
Yes, that's correct. Sayyidah Zainab also teaches us to be strong and that we should resist the Yazid of our time just like she did.
Wait. Is Yazid still alive?
No, Yazid's not alive anymore, but Yazid is very evil and evil still exists today.
How, Zainab?
Well, for example, there are many people today that try to attack the hijab and try to challenge our hijab, like different governments that try to make laws to ban the hijab and stop us from wearing it.
But Zainab, I'm so young, and like, why do they care?
That's a great question, Zainab, but you should never underestimate the power that you have with your hijab. When Sayyidah Zainab was taken captive from Karbala to Sham after the tragedy of Karbala had occurred, she gave a very, very powerful and famous sermon in the court of Yazid.
What did she say?
In this sermon, she told him, فَكِدْ كَيْدَكْ وَاسْعَ سَعْيَكْ وَنَاصِبْ جَهْدَكْ فَوَاللَّهِ لَا تَمْحُ ذِكْرَنَا وَلَا تُمِيتُ وَحْيَنَا. She's basically telling the enemies to make their plots and to expand their quest, but by Allah, that they will never erase our remembrance and they will never remove what was revealed to us by Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi.
Never.
So Zainab, by trying to ban our hijab and by trying to challenge our hijab, they are still trying to erase our remembrance to this day. So we need to be strong and we need to hold on to our hijab so that we can show them that they will never erase our remembrance, just like Sayyidah Zainab had told them. And we need to wear our hijab as a pledge of allegiance to Sayyidah Zainab and to the Imam of our time.
But Zainab, sometimes I feel so much pressure and I don't like when people stare at me.
That's okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees all of our struggles. Sayyidah Zainab as well was faced by extreme pressure all around her. But you know what? Even though she was held captive by the enemies, she was still more free than all of them because she knew that she was on the right path. Sometimes it can be hard not to give in to the pressures of looking a certain way, or we may not feel really encouraged to practice our religion. But we need to remember that all of us has a choice. We either have a choice to live a life where we submit ourselves to none other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we do this by holding onto our hijab just like Sayyidah Zainab. Or we have a choice to live a life where we lose ourselves in search of being accepted in a society that is always against Islam and never aligns with our Islamic values and beliefs.
I want to be like Sayyidah Zainab. I want to choose Sayyidah Zainab's path.
Sayyidah Zainab's hijab was more than just a piece of cloth. It represented her identity and her strength, and most importantly, her submission and her devotion to Allah. It was a symbol of her empowerment as a woman who refused to be silenced and subjugated. Her hijab was her shield of dignity, and it proved to Yazid that she was strong in her stance as a Muslim woman and that she would resist his tyrannical rule.
Zainab, I'm so proud of my hijab and I want to hold to my values like this hard. I want to
Alhamdulillah.
Zainab, my friend Kawthar Hamoud read a book about Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam, and she told me Sayyidah Zainab said, a quote, ما رأيت إلا جميلا. What does it mean?
Yes, Sayyidah Zainab did say this in part of her sermon in Yazid's court. ما رأيت إلا جميلا means that I see nothing but beauty.
But didn't her family member die?
Yes, that's a great question. But because of Sayyidah Zainab's very high status and her great knowledge, she was able to see beyond this material dunya. She saw the beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will and that what would happen to her was something that was meant to be. One of the beauties that Sayyidah Zainab also saw was that still to this day we remember her and we remember the story of Karbala.
Zainab, sometimes I pray for something, but my prayers are not answered. And I asked my mom, and she said, you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's best for me.
Yes, it's very important to be patient.
Zainab, I love Sayyidah Zainab. How can I be like her?
Well, we don't only show our love to Sayyidah Zainab and to Imam Hussein by crying for them, but we must also do this through our actions. In a letter that Sayyid Khamenei wrote to us, he says that we need to try and study the reasons as to why people want to ruin and tarnish the image of Islam. Sayyidah Zainab was a woman who was very firm in her belief in Allah, and we must be the same. Despite all that she went through, her iman was unshakable. Her hijab was more than just a piece of cloth, but it represented her identity and her strength, and most importantly, her devotion and her submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we must never forget who we are. We must be just like Sayyidah Zainab in this world that is full of evil and full of cruelty, and we must stand in the face of oppression just like Sayyidah Zainab. We must never forget who we are. We must learn and understand the evils of our time and those that oppose Islam.
Thank you so much, Zainab. I love seeing you in the markaz.
Yes, it's very, very important that we come to the markaz and that we try to create stronger bonds with our brothers and our sisters in Islam. Just like how in Karbala, Imam Hussein and his companions and his family, they had a very strong sense of unity and a strong sense of brotherhood and sisterhood. We should be the exact same so that we as well can carry on the message of Islam and preserve the teachings of Prophet Muhammad.
Zainab, Ashura happened a long time ago.
Yes, that's right. But even though Ashura happened a long time ago, we can still take many lessons from Ashura. Ashura isn't just something that we commemorate each year by crying and being sad for 10 days, but Ashura is more of a way of life and it's a state of mind that should be embedded in us forever.
A way of life and a state of mind? What do you mean by that, Zainab?
Well, we all know the story of Ashura and how the battle of Karbala was the battle between good, Imam Hussein, and evil, which was Yazid. In this journey of life and as we get older, we will encounter many challenges and we'll have to make right choices. This battle and this struggle between the good and evil happens daily within our hearts, and it's up to us to decide if we'll make the right choices. So in the Karbala that happens in our hearts, will we let Imam Hussein win or the evil Yazid?
I want to be on the right path and let Imam Hussein win. Not evil Yazid, not evil Yazid.
Yes, mashallah, that's great. By making the right choices and by being good, we can let the goodness in us shine bright, just like Imam Hussein, and we can try to banish the evil Yazid and the shaitan from our hearts.
I'm going to banish evil from my heart. I'm going to hold on to my values. I'm going to be proud of my hijab. I'm going to try and pray on time. I'm going to do sadaqah. I'm going to continue reading Quran, respect my family, and I'm going to try to be nice to my brother Ali. Thank you so much, Zainab. It's always wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, Zainab.
Thank you so much, my friends, for watching. So don't go away. We're going to do the draw soon. See you later. Assalamu alaikum.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم بالمصابيح بعبد الله الحسين. أهلا وسهلا بآخر حلقة من برنامجنا علمتني عاشوراء. بدنا نشكر الجميع على مشاركتهم معنا وعلى أجوبة الأسئلة. وهلأ وأخيرا بدنا نعمل القرعة ونختار اسم. الاسم بيربح زيارة على كربلاء إن شاء الله.
ألف مبروك للأخ علي هادي مرتضى.
مبروك يا علي الهادي.
زيارة مقبولة إن شاء الله، ما تنسونا من الدعاء.
وإن شاء الله إذا ما ربحتوش بالمستقبل يمكن نرجع نعملها السنة الجاية، وإذا لا تنزلوا على الزيارة على كل الأحوال إن شاء الله. فبنشكر الجميع على مشاركتهم معنا، وبنشكر اللي اشتغلوا behind the scenes من الميديا تيم للعاشوراء كوميدي للchildren's committee وكل الهوستس واللي طلعوا مع البابت، وإن شاء الله للبرنامج الجاي إذا رجعنا عملنا شيء بالمستقبل. والسلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم.
وعلي الهادي مرتضى، إذا فيك تتواصل مع رئيس المركز الأخ ياسر الأحمر لحتى تاخذ الزيارة إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم.